Boys, today I have an absolute banger video for you guys. I actually didn't even think of this idea. The Snapchat AI did, but more about that in a second. First, I want to talk about the video I posted a day and a half ago. Well, as of the time I'm recording this, is currently at 1.3 thousand views, which I've never, seen those kind of numbers on my YouTube channel before. I mean, like there was a short I posted, I think got like 4,000 one time, but that's YouTube Shorts. I've never posted like a full-length video to get that many views that fast. Absolutely wild to me. And I couldn't be more appreciative, to be honest. Thank you to everyone that watched, everyone that liked, subbed from that video, commented on that video. It means the world to me. And with that being said, I do want to give back to you guys. So at some landmarks, I'm going to set some landmarks and hopefully be able to do some giveaways when I hit them. So at 500 subs, I want to give away a gold Land Enjoyer title from BCX 2023, and at 1,000 subs I want to give away a metadev. I don't know which metadev. Right now I currently have a few Terroses and a few Vows, so whichever metadev I currently have at that time, I will be giving away to somebody, maybe a few of them actually, who knows. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for the support on that last video. It absolutely blows my mind. I never would have thought that I'd get that many views that quickly on my second video back. So yeah, thank you. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so as I said before, today's video is super fun, and I didn't even think of it, right? The Snapchat AI did. So this morning I went to my Snapchat AI. I said, give me 3 Brawlhalla video ideas. And what it gave me was actually it was so much better than I thought it would be. Because originally my idea was I had my Snapchat AI make this video or something along those lines. But the idea it gave me was so good that I took that instead, right? So the idea is showing light on some of Brawlhalla's most underrated legends as a series, right? I think the name it gave, because it was giving names for the videos as well. I think the name it gave was like Unorthodox Legends or something, which is really cool. I think I'm just gonna call this series Brawlhalla's Hidden Gems though, right? So, that idea is sick, and I'm gonna turn that into a series, right? So it's gonna be, a multiple part series. I don't know how many parts, I guess however many underrated legends there are that I play, but what better way to start this out than with my main, right? For those of you who don't know, I main Vector, right? So I'm currently level 78 with him, one of the few people that can say I'm that high with this character, as he is the second least played character in the game. And I actually don't know why that is. I feel like he's really good, and I feel like he's, as the title's gonna say, very underrated. And so today I'm just gonna shed some light on why I think more people should play him, and what I think makes him good. I'll point out some flaws too, because it's only fair. Every character has its pros and its cons, but yeah, the highlight of today's video is going to be my main, Vector. Alright, so starting off in the training mode, which is probably where most of this video is going to be. I may play 1 or 2 games just to showcase what I'm, showcasing here. But there's really a lot to cover with this character, because he's a little bit more complex than some of the more basic characters like the Tori or Bodvar, etc. So to start, I'll just show off his SIGs, right? You have his neutral SIG, which can be held stationary, and it can also be slide charged on land, which is pretty cool. It's also nice to edge guard. Next, you have his side SIG, which when you hold it, you stay stationary, and he goes out with the side SIG. And lastly, on Lance, you have his down SIG, which there's a lot to this SIG that people don't know about, but I'll show that later, right? On his bow, you have his neutral SIG, which actually isn't that great. I don't really use it, to be honest. But on the contrary, there's his down SIG, which is probably one of the best bow SIGs in the game. So yeah, it's just a quick little hit in both directions. It's got really good recovery time. Overall, it's a really great SIG. And lastly, his side SIG, which, to be honest, I really only use it to get back to the map, because a lot of people don't really see it coming. They have time to react to it, but it's definitely it's an unorthodox way to come back to the map. But yeah, those are his SIGs, and I've already showed off the weapons, rocket lance and bow, but now I want to show some of the alternate versions of the SIGs, right? Starting off with this neutral SIG, right? This is probably one of the best ways in the game to get back to stage, or at least for Lance, all right? So when you do this SIG away from the wall like this, you kind of just clip into the wall, right? But if you're like really close to the wall, and a lot of people don't know this, it's surprising, you can neutral SIG and he rides up the wall, which is pretty crazy good to get back on the map. It's really safe if they're trying to like ground pound, or, you know, kind of just hugging the wall, trying to edge guard you, right? So this neutral SIG, off edge, you can gravity cancel like that, which is also giving you crazy height, or you can come down, get next to the wall, and ride it up, right? Which is pretty cool. The next SIG I want to talk about is his side SIG, right? So, you know, on land, just a regular little, you know, fly across the stage. You can hold it, and, you know, it's pretty normal, right? But if you gravity cancel it, you can actually bounce in the air, which it's a small bounce, but it throws people off, right? So I know at face value that bounce doesn't seem like the most useful thing ever, and I will admit it's pretty niche, but it can throw people off a lot, given that when you gravity cancel it low to the map, unlike that, when you gravity cancel it low to the map, you actually ride across the stage, which mixing those two up can definitely throw people off, because they'll back up thinking you're gonna ride across the stage and then try to attack, but then you bounced, so you have this room to punish them, and it just really creates this like air of mix-ups, which is super fun. I love doing it to people all the time. No one ever really expects it, just because no one really plays this character, so all like the little niche things that he has, people don't really know about. But adding on to this, right, if you're, you know, out here, you know, in the off stage zone, right, and you're trying to get back to the map, this bounce actually gives you all of your jumps back, which I guess, you know, you would assume that because it does make contact with the wall, but it's a really safe way to do that, because a lot of times people ground pound close to the edge, or at least, you know, at not like crazy high elos, like 2400, they're probably going to read this, so I wouldn't recommend, you know, using vector at that high of a level doing things like this. But in the moderate elo zone, right, 1800 to like 2100, this actually works a lot for me. But I'll hover out here, you know, use my stuff. They think I'm exhausted and have to dodge back, and then use that bounce to avoid whatever ground pound, or, you know, they fall in dare and stuff like that. It comes in handy. It's niche, but people don't expect it. So yeah, that's his side SIG. And right, so now onto his down SIG, right? This is definitely a super weird SIG. Not at face value, but when it comes to the off edge and the slide charging aspect of it, it's super weird, and a lot of people don't know about this. I've talked to so many high tier players, even one or two Brawlhallans, that just don't really know about this. And it's not, again, it's super niche, but it exists, which is weird, right? So this is his down SIG. You know, the little blasts, you can slide charge it, right? You can you know, it's just, you know, normal down SIG. When you slide charge it off the map, you can steer it, right? So you see how I kind of like leaned back there towards the end? Watch. See how I kind of fell back towards the map? That's because I was holding back. But if I hold forward, you actually go forward, which it can throw people off, right? Because if you're, you know, you're edge guarding or whatever, and they're making their way back to the map, and say you throw this out, right, and you just hold it, and you miss, right? They're in their head, they're like, okay, when I go to come back to the map and he throws that down SIG, I know where not to be, right there. But say you get them off edge again and you go for this down SIG again, you can hold it and go to where they are. Like say they're going to try to avoid that SIG by backing up, you can steer it over to them. Or maybe they want to come in towards the bottom of the map, you can steer it into them, which I find to be super effective, just because people don't realize that you can do it as vector. Which, you know, that's definitely one of the props of playing this character, is just people don't know his little niche like abilities per se, right? And I just think that's completely awesome. But yeah, his down SIG is steerable off edge, and it's actually steerable for quite a while. Like it's not noticeable when you change directions, like going forward then backward, but if you hold one direction, it is super noticeable. And you know, you can do that off of platforms, on maps that have platforms too. I think overall it's super cool to use and utilize against players who don't know that he can do that. But yeah, now onto his bow. Now Vector's bow doesn't really have any cool sig variations like his lance does, but I will show a few, one or two effective ways you can use his sigs just to maximize, your vectorage. All right. So first, his down sig is what you're going to be using the most. This is an amazing kill option. It reads anything left or right, so any grounded dodges, even spot dodges, right? So if you go, sidelight into that catches in dodges, that catches a spot dodge, and it catches an out dodge. I believe it catches. Does it catch an in dodge? Let me check. So spot dodge catches a spot dodge, in dodge catches an in dodge, and out dodge. Oh wait, does it catch an out dodge? Okay, it does catch an out dodge. So yeah, any grounded dodges it catches, which is really, really useful. And when I'm on bow in the earlier stages, like from white to like light orange, I do throw that out a lot. Sometimes a little bit too much, but it gets the job done. And it's also a really great kill option just because of how fast the sig comes out and the area of coverage. I don't think it hit stacked. Okay, I lied, it hit stacked. I completely thought it hit stacked, actually. I'm a vector professional, I knew it hit stacked. I was just testing you guys to see if you were correct. You don't have to, because I'm a genius. It hit stacked. But onto his next sig is the side sig, right? I don't use his neutral sig at all. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. This thing, I don't throw it out at all, and if I do, I'm joking. Like, there's not much usage for it. It's not great. I mean, it combos into that, so I guess if you have their dodge, you do that, they dodge out, then you do that. I guess, it's almost a kill option, but even then, it's still jumpable, I think, so I just don't use it. But his side sig, besides reading spot dodges and out dodges, I also use it to get back onto the map, because, if you're out here, it can obviously, cover a lot of zone, but also when you do it into the wall, you're pretty much safe from everything because your hitbox is below the ledge, or your hurt box is below the ledge, but the hitboxes are on top of the ledge, so it will, hit them back if they're, super tight on the edge. And if they come down here to edge guard you, it actually, it's active for a while, so they might not expect it and get hit by it. I don't nearly as much do that as the down sig, but it's just a mix-up variation. You say I'm coming back, without really using sigs a lot. Maybe I'll just throw in a side sig just to throw them off. But yeah, that's his bow. All right, so the last thing I want to show you guys before I hop into a quick experimental to try to showcase some of the stuff I've talked about. The stance that I run on him and that you should probably also run on him is attack, because it takes away from dex and you don't really need that dex, and having that extra attack boost, it helps out a lot. I'm sure you could run base vector, but there's no point in not running strength. Your dex isn't really doing anything for you, so yeah, I definitely recommend attack. So we're gonna hop into an experimental real quick, and I'll try to show you some of the guys. I'll try to show you guys some of the stuff I was talking about earlier. All right, queuing into the bane of my existence already. I kind of regret this. I regret this idea entirely. Debating on if I even want to put this in the video, because I know I'm about to get stomped because it's low-key. We're definitely catching at least 36 side sigs this game, maybe 37. But yeah, let's try to see what we can do, right? Sorry if I'm quiet, but I'm not the greatest at talking and playing at the same time. Oh, he's cooking. Oh, he's cooking. Oh, awful. I haven't warmed up at all. This was me waking up and asking Snapchat for a video idea and just running with it, to be honest. So definitely hands are cold, not doing the best. Okay, on ledge, okay, that's another thing I should have mentioned. On maps that have like edges, sometimes that sig will bug out and just not act properly, which does kind of suck because there's like an air of inconsistency that throws me off some games, but it's not like super great. And another thing that neutral sig's good for is reading jumps and up dodges, because a lot of people do that against Lance. I'll try to get him to do it real quick. If I can hit like a sidelight down air. Okay, never mind, he's cooking on guitars. But no, when you sidelight down air, people in this game with Lance, a lot of the time, they will jump or dodge up instinctively, and this neutral sig catches that perfectly. Like it, oh. So as you can see, I'm the best player in the world. I just made him disconnect out of sheer skill and intimidation. You know, he couldn't handle the vector style, you feel me? So it is what it is. I'll just cut to the next game. All right, queuing into another experimental. Hopefully I don't get paired against my 13th reason. All right, the 14th, I mean, it's not much better. All right, it's still Scythe. He's still probably gonna read me inside and out. So this is definitely not much better than the last, but at least I'm not gonna get side sig 47 times. We'll see what I can do, right? Maybe I can actually show off some of the stuff I was talking about now. Just go for that, I feel like he's gonna dodge up. He looks like the type to dodge up. I also like to wake up with down sig a lot. A lot of times they'll hit me, and I'll just down sig like that, and it catches a lot of the time, because it's just like, who does that? It doesn't jump. No, I was wrong. There's that insig. Again, it's so good for getting back to the map. Again, dude, that sig, I love it so much. The Mordex classic. I fall for it every time. Been playing this game for 4 years, and I still get hit by that. The best in the game. Okay, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. And there's that side sig for getting back onto the map. Like, you know, there's time to react, but it's also like, who does that? Let me try to see if I can hit one of those neutral sigs I was talking about, where I ride the wall up. Oh, he's going around. This map's gonna be hard to do that just because of the way it's, you know, got the 4 places you can do it. If I can bait him to edge guard, I can probably get it. See, that was like the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me, but you know, you can see where it works. Down. I should have followed through with the ground pound. I don't know what I was doing there. I thought he was gonna like jump immediately. See, there's that up dodge I was talking about. A lot of people up dodge off of lance dare, so hopefully I can try to catch a neutral sig with it, or catch him with a neutral sig. Neutral sig ain't saving me that time. Jump. Ah, dang it, he jumped out. Down neutral sig. I also wake up with down sig on lance too, just because, you know, got a little bit of that tism. This is going on way too long, bro. Just die, please. All right, guys. I think that's actually gonna call it. I was gonna do one more so I can kind of show off more of the little niche things I was talking about, but I don't want this video to be too crazy long. I want to stay between that, you know, the 10, 15, you know, not much longer than that minute-long video. So I am gonna call it here. Also, I do want to apologize for that absolute trash gameplay. I definitely should have warmed up beforehand, but you know, it is what it is. Next time will always be better. You know. I am gonna look terrible, but nothing I can do about it because I don't feel like recording this junk again. So yeah, if you did watch this far, I appreciate you, and I'll appreciate it even more if you like the video and sub if you're not already. You don't have to, but it would be, you know, it would be greatly appreciated. Might give you a cookie if I see you, maybe 2 cookies, who knows. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Click all the buttons actually. If there's a button down there that's not a thumbs down and not an unsubscribe button, click it. All right, go to the comments. Tell me your favorite food actually in the comments if you made it this far. Just so I can know who the goats are, right? Who the VIPs are, right? But yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that may be. Bye.